I need a change in some way. So, challenge, the idea of challenge to me is one of the most important things and the most important ideas and concepts in my life. Challenge for me is very much linked to growth and thus to happiness. When I feel a sense of challenge, when I feel a sense of friction, a sense of progress, a sense of striving towards an ideal or a goal or what have you, I feel happy. It is for me the journey of this progress that is the secret source to my happiness. I know that is what makes me happy. And over the past year, I feel that while I've had a lot of challenges and I've had a lot of successes and a lot of failures, I don't feel, what's the word? I don't know, content with the challenges that I have. And I don't know why that is. I can kind of potentially attribute it to lockdown and being, 6 months locked in my apartment doing little to nothing in terms of physical movement. But I know that's not the full story. I know that home, Sydney, for me, makes me feel comfortable to the point of complacency. And I think that's really dangerous for me because I'm the kind of person that can get very comfortable or very uncomfortable. I live at the extremes of the spectrum. And when I'm stuck in the middle, when, I'm comfortable physically, but I'm also uncomfortable, chasing goals and moving towards my objectives, I don't know. I don't really feel balanced right now, even though that sounds like I should be. It's very weird. I work in a very weird way. But ultimately when I sit down to reflect on how I'm feeling right now about life, all I know is that I'm not completely content with being so comfortable right now. I am really uncomfortable with being comfortable. And so I need to get uncomfortable in order to feel comfortable. Okay, whatever. I just know that I'm a person who, strives to drive himself forward constantly in all areas of life. And there are some areas in life for me right now that I don't feel like this is happening. And so I need to make a change. Now, I've been feeling this for a little while now, and I didn't really understand what this change needed to be. And it took me a little while to figure it out, but I think I'm finally there. I just got back from a trip to Melbourne to see a girl, and I spent 5 days talking to her, but in this time it made me realize a couple of things about myself, or at least made a little bit of a fire under me for the things I already knew about myself, that were made really self-evident in this short time. Now, I've always loved Japan, as you probably know if you've seen my content over on Instagram. And when I think about what my life is going to be like over the next 3 to 5 years, most of what I want in life, whether it is making new friends or discovering a country and traveling, or it's making things for you guys and making products and making YouTube videos and all that kind of stuff, most of that has a place in Japan. But while I moved to Japan for a year in the past on a working holiday visa, the puzzle pieces in my mind never really clicked together about the idea of actually moving to Japan, moving my entire life to Japan. But when I think about it, it just makes so much sense. It just makes so much sense logistically, logically, for the sake of my business, for the sake of my emotions, for the sake of who I am and want to be as a person. It just makes so much sense for me to move to Japan. And so the change that I need in my life, I realized, is that I want to move to Japan, and for a longer period of time this time, for 3 to 5 years, I'm thinking right now. And I just wanted to make this video on YouTube right now for you guys to kind of mark how I'm feeling right now so that I can look back on it in a couple of years' time and relive the thought process, just for fun. But I also wanted to share this process with you guys because it also means that the nature of the content that I make here on this channel is going to change as well. It's going to be more, travel focused with a photography twist from the time that I get to Japan, whenever that ends up happening. And I guess I wanted to not only declare this period of time in my life, but I just wanted to make sure that I mark the start of this journey as well with you guys, because I think it's important to share and interesting as well. And I wanted to do it really ahead of time because I know this process is going to take a really long time. I have a lot of, how do you say, maybe like requirements in moving to Japan. This is not going to be a moving at all costs kind of thing. I spent so long building up the current career that I have and the amount of freedoms that I get to enjoy right now in terms of financial freedoms, location freedoms and time freedoms. And I know I will have to give up some of that to some degree, but I don't want to, in my opinion, I guess, like demote my life to going back to working full time for a company. I don't want that. So I want to be able to try and find a visa situation where I can keep doing the things that I'm doing right now, making products that I love, making products that you guys love, making videos on YouTube, whether that's about travel or photography or otherwise, and, making images and exploring Japan. I want to do all of those things. And if that means, I have to spend a little bit less time doing those things in order to do the things that I need to do for my visa, then so be it. I'm happy to do that, but I don't want to go to Japan and work a full-time job and be integrated in that way, because the workforce of Japan isn't something that I'm super excited about. It's something that I actually kind of want to avoid at all costs if possible, but it is what it is. So that's the challenge with the whole visa situation and what my next steps are so far. This is a confusing journey. What I've found so far to probably be my most best case scenario is to potentially join a influencer agency in Japan and help them out in a contractual way with the content and stuff that they might want to be doing, and in return having a visa sponsored in that way. But again, I don't know what the best courses of action are. Ultimately, the goal is to have as much freedom as I enjoy right now. And, income and all that kind of stuff comes secondary because I already have a business that makes me income and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, there's a lot of challenges that I'll need to go through. So, this visa stuff is really new to me and it's very confusing. So if you guys have any idea of how to help, that would be really appreciated. Leave your comments down. If you know anyone in a business that sounds like anything like what I'm talking about, or even know someone who has gone through this process themselves, then let me know. I would really appreciate any help that I can get. But yeah, so I just wanted to update you guys. Thank you for listening. This is a kind of a different style of video, a little bit more personal and a little bit me, sharing my life. And I'm kind of excited to mix up the content because I don't really want to spend the rest of my YouTube career just exclusively teaching hard photography videos and showing you guys like the more professional side of me, right? Like there's a whole side of me that you guys haven't really seen yet, and it's kind of dorky and goofy and jokey, and I just don't get to show you guys that, unfortunately, in most of my videos. So I would love to bring you guys along the journey of me moving to Japan and the eventual content that I'll be making there, and super excited about that. So that's it. I think that's everything I wanted to cover. But yeah, thank you for listening. I will see you guys in the next video, but until then, get out there and make something that matters. All right, peace.